Okay, so we've just come out of court, and Ian and Ben are going to explain to us what's just happened. So, Ian, firstly.
Well, I think we're still enjoying the euphoria. At lunchtime, seems a lifetime ago now, but at lunchtime, we thought it was all done, all dusted. It looked like the judge was effectively just going to ride roughshod over any objection and rubber stamp the injunction that Quadrilla was seeking, including the protest zone. But the afternoon session was a completely different ballgame, and he made a couple of comments which clearly showed that he'd actually taken on board some of the concerns that we had articulated, but also some of the concerns that we had put into the skeleton argument. And the bottom line is, cut a long story short, we got exactly the result that we came here to get, which was that we knew we could not contest the injunction on the site. Unfortunately, what occurred on the day of action gifted Quadrilla with the injunction, and this is something that people do need to take account of when they're thinking about an action. It may be great for 24 hours, but then the ramifications thereafter are very significant.
When you say gifted, can you elaborate on what it is that you mean by that?
Well, the bottom line is that it was uncontestable. The fact that there had been an injunction in place up until October the 8th, and then after the events of last Saturday week ago, effectively the courts really had no possible choice other than to restore the injunction, and that actually occurred in a closed hearing on March the 1st. So in fact the injunction has been restored since last Wednesday, and so we knew that there was no possibility of challenging that. But what we were absolutely adamant that we were going to contest was this introduction of a protest zone just out, in fact, off the road, behind a hedge where nobody could see. And of course this would change the whole dynamic, and it's clearly what Quadrilla and the police wanted, because they wanted to be able to corral the protest and thereby actually be able to arrest anybody literally standing anywhere else under Section 14 of the Public Order Act on the basis that there was a designated protest zone. Fortunately, the judge absolutely acknowledged the issues that we had submitted in terms of the restriction on human rights, Articles 10 and 11 in particular, and also the fact that such a small pen of 25 metres by 25 metres effectively may actually lead to more public order issues than not having the pen, as he stated in his final ruling. But I do want to make the observation that what occurred today was a phenomenal team effort. There was a lot of people involved in a very, very short space of time, because let's be very clear, the documents were not posted until late last week.
It was Friday last week, wasn't it?
I think Thursday. But by Friday a number of people had actually read them. It was a pretty thick document, but people had read them and become concerned, and I'd had conversations with a number of people, not least Joe and Bob and Ben and Sharon, and we had to contest it, because if this had not been contested, then as of tomorrow morning, any protest at PNR would have been restricted to this pen, which I'm sure is, if not built, it would have been built overnight, off the road, behind the hedge, in the field, immediately to the west of where they're trying to construct the well site. But and a number of other people contributed with documents and photographs over the weekend, which meant that we were able to submit what, in my opinion, was quite a robust rebuttal at the application. And although at lunchtime we didn't really think that we'd achieved what we came to achieve,
we did.
the afternoon session was a very different ball game, and like I say, a team effort. It's a wonderful community that we have, and it is true, we do need to talk to each other, and unfortunately some people, for whatever reason, feel that they don't want to be part of a team, that they want to do everything on their own.
So you've actually kind of put yourself in the firing line as well. I mean, when you stood up in court today and put this case forward, the judge made it quite clear that you would be eligible for any costs and such like as well. I mean, he asked you for your address and things, didn't he? I don't think he quite believed you at one point that you lived on Kirby Misperton camp. But yeah, I mean, for me anyway, I've got to thank you, because, you know, putting yourself in that position, I wouldn't want to be there. You know, looking at costs and things. How does that affect you when you're told something like that? I mean, it's quite scary, really, isn't it?
Well, potentially, but I had the same situation, ironically, I think it is exactly 3 years ago, when we challenged the IGAS attempt to evict the camp from Barton Moss. And there we did have legal representation, and I'm, again, recognising the contribution that Lindsay Johnson made, and Lee Day, who commissioned Lindsay. He did an absolutely outstanding job. Although we lost the hearing, he was successful in getting an appeal, and the appeal date was set for July. So the bottom line was that the camp was left unmolested for the whole duration of the Barton Moss campaign.
Result?
Another result. And then in East Yorkshire, I challenged Rathline Energy. In fact, I was trying to get their eviction hearing moved from London to Hull. That was rejected, and the judge did award costs against me, and I think it's now sort of fairly common knowledge that Rathline pursued me for 18 months before they managed to get me in court. And then, I won't bore you with all the details, but after 7 court hearings, well, let's put it this way, Rathline, as far as Rathline are concerned, I'm bankrupt. So the bottom line is that on the basis that I'm bankrupt, Quadrilla would have been chasing blood out of a proverbial stone. So in making me bankrupt, the industry have effectively created a situation where I don't have anything to lose, so I can contest anything and everything.
Brilliant. So Ben, your input over this that we've done today. You were at Ian's side in front of the judge. Anything you can add?
This is Quadrilla's injunction papers.
Look at the thickness of those things. Wow.
And this was our response that we managed to put together over the weekend, primarily yesterday.
Yep.
Which in itself is quite a substantial document. Lots of nice one there of the facilitation of the Solidarity Day.
The UK's most wanted in that jacket.
But don't be modest. You and Sharon, I mean, you've been on this over the whole weekend, and I'll be honest. I went to bed last night having read the first draft, and I slept well because I felt completely comfortable that these guys had put together a robust document that enabled us to present our case professionally.
That was Ben's input. Is the document that we see in front of us?
Absolutely,
and Sharon.
And
Sharon. Going forward from this, I mean, today what we've seen, we could have seen a precedent set for every, not just fracking, but every single protest against anything.
What was he filming for? It's just you're not allowed to use the parliament for like media purposes.
Oh no, it's only social media.
Are we being told off?
You're not really allowed to use the public for those sort of purposes then?
Say what?
You're not allowed to use the public to be filming. It's being
Social
off-filmed.
media.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that then.
You're not allowed to take selfies in a pub. This is essentially just a selfie, mate.
How about on the show? We just celebrated. Yeah, this is just celebrated.
We're
not filming the documentary.
We're seasoned activists, you know.
Right, guys, I'll see you later.
Okay.
Anyway.
Wayne, thanks
Right,
very
I'm
much.
gonna have to, what I'll do is I'll cut it short because we're being told off. But just to wind it up, the result today, we've removed that chance of it being set a precedence for any other.
Well, we've actually set the counter precedent.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we've established that basically the application to establish a protest pen must be challenged.
Yep.
And the ruling today can be used as a precedent to challenge any attempt by any of the unconventional gas companies or the police to establish a protest pen, because it is in clear contravention of Articles 10 and 11 of the European Human Rights Convention.
Brilliant. Thank you.